Do you have a great idea for a podcast? Or maybe you already have a podcast, but you're getting overwhelmed with editing or production? Head over to EndeavorPodcastSolutions.com. They have everything you need, from intros and outros to editing work, voiceover, you name it. That's EndeavorPodcastSolutions.com. Podcasting simplified.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. Oh, who the fuck am I kidding? There's no way to class up this show. It's Halloween, people are still fucking idiots, and we're just gonna pile on and contribute to the debauchery. Trick or treat, bitches. Maestro, hit my music.
Hello, welcome back to Needless to Say. Happy Halloween, everybody. I'm Craig, and I'm here with Pooh Berry and Cunt Chocula.
Shotgun on Pooh Berry. Yeah. I refuse to be cunt anything.
And he's Dingleberry.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
He's the fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No other name is needed. He's just the fruit. You had an easy built-in Toucan Sam joke, and you didn't take it.
I didn't take it.
I admire your restraint. Yep. I really do.
Brad always trying to get ahead of those nose jokes.
Yep.
It's the only way to live, man.
Your nose is always ahead of them, but the rest of you.
I should have been, if I was a horse, how many races I would have won? Because of all the cocaine.
Yeah. Shit. So, how'd the show go last week, Brad?
It was good. I've got a few offers. Kelly Ripa.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on The View to perform.
Yes.
Not to talk about
No.
the absolute mangling my reputation took as a result of that episode. I knew something was up when I saw the immediate spike in downloads compared to last week. We post a picture of Putin. Our audience gives less than a fuck.
Yep.
But the description, we learned something a little different about Brad, which is something that Dave also posted on Instagram on the video. So it's out there. We're learning something about Brad. So in a way, it's almost flattering. And then like that 20 minutes of audio ensued.
It's going to be my favorite, like 10 to 15 minutes of this show ever.
Yeah, it's amazing. We spent 20 minutes of audio talking about something that had no sound.
Yeah.
You can't put a decibel level on imagination. Melissa was even looking at me from across the way because I was in tears. The fourth time I heard it, I was still in tears. There's something about the way we all laugh together that's contagious as hell.
Yeah.
And I was laughing my balls off, and I'm looking over at her, and she's laughing, but she's got like this wide-eyed, this goes on in my house? Yeah. I just went to bed.
Yeah.
How many set lists have you performed? Yeah. But the thing that killed her the most is when you pointed out, like when there's the encore break and I go outside.
We should probably put a little context to this for any new listeners, though.
Go right ahead. Feel free to stick that whole bit right back in there.
We won't do that. But we discovered last week that when we leave, Brad tends to put on like air guitar shows, but a little more intricate.
Not just intricate.
He does entire albums.
He said, "Oh, I did a Warrant Live album once," as if he actually performed it,
like it was a gig.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a gig last night.
Yeah, but I just thought we had to give a little perspective to it. But if you want to hear it, go back to the last episode, and oh my god.
Yeah, Warrant Live 91 in Brad's Garage is basically the Warren version of Shutter Island.
Yeah.
Fun to watch, but all in his head.
You know what's crazy? As bad as this is for whatever reputation I may have, it's still better than the old reputation I had, which was, we're not unearthing that one. But on top of it, it inspired me to look for new live albums. We're about to enter a new year. The holidays are coming. There might be a something festive coming up. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, if you will. I don't know how I'm going to replicate the rising and the falling of the guys on the fucking wires, but I'll make that happen. I love my garage. This is my sanctuary. And if I feel comfortable enough to do that in here and comfortable enough with all of you, not just at this table, but everybody at home, then that just shows you how much love and appreciation I've got for all this. Is that a good enough answer? No, that doesn't help my reputation at all.
No, but I'm curious. I'm curious about what your reputation was. You said we're not opening that can. You started. You need to finish that now. What was your reputation that you felt Warrant 91 air guitar concerts by yourself? Wipe that out.
Well, Dave, I'm going to tell you why I'm not going to answer this. Okay, there's two reasons. One, you're on the fucking show for 8 months, 10 months, whatever it is. Go back in the archives and find the fuck out.
Wow.
You're supposed to be doing some research. No, you just showed up and the show started when your ass sat down. Yeah. You were a courtesy because Rayanne said, I got to get him out of the fucking house.
Yeah.
We call this deflection.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not answering the question. Go back in the archives, folks at home. There are some really funny episodes about it, including one ill-fated trip to New York.
Yes. Yeah.
Fair enough. That's enough of a teaser.
And you know what? I'll even throw an Easter egg in for you. I answered that question last week because I mentioned it.
Yep. You did.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
Go searching, pal. Google is your friend.
Other than your performance, how was the rest of your week?
Well, I kind of I got 4 new DVDs, and Dave will explain that later. Honestly, I had a good time putting that out on the air. It was a good laugh. That's really the only reason we do this. But I was actually this week. I'm kind of thinking about maybe, and I'm putting this out there very delicately, maybe changing the format of the show a bit, because one of the reasons we did so well last week is because it was totally unplanned, unstructured, and unrehearsed.
Yes.
And so I'm thinking...
Well, we don't rehearse.
But you know what I mean. Like, there's nothing we say that's pre-canned, but the instant we have an outline in front of us, and we've referred to this before, we tend to kind of want to get in front of it and make sure that the things we want to say get in there.
Yes.
And sometimes it sounds shoehorned. Sometimes it's just not as organic as it could be. When we pull from the hat, and admittedly, we put stupid shit in the hat or the skull or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe we visit headlines that way.
In the same way.
So we put in 10 headlines that happened this week, and then when we're confronted with it, we got to go with it.
Yes.
And we don't overthink it, and we just kind of riff, and maybe it becomes our thing. We don't really have a thing that we do.
No, we don't.
Maybe this is it. I don't know. I mean, it's something to think about. We got Comic-Con coming up next week, so we're not thinking about anything new until that's done and over.
Yes, exactly.
And we're going to talk about Comic-Con tonight. But that was basically my week. How was yours?
Not too bad. Same thing with the work. I've just been overwhelmed the past few weeks with work. So looking forward to tomorrow, heading to Vermont. Well,
oh yeah, my anniversary.
Yeah.
Well, it was a week in review. It hasn't happened.
It hasn't happened yet.
Okay, we'll talk about that next time.
We're heading up to Vermont. I'm excited about that. Just to get away, not answering my phone, not doing anything work related because it's just been too much. So I'm excited about that.
Dave, we're gonna miss you, man.
No, you're not. You don't have to lie to me just because I'm here.
I just hope that you enjoy sitting around your house looking at cruise brochures, wondering what we're doing up in Vermont.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep. Dave's going to be surprised about the couples massage I booked for me and him.
Nah, I'm all right.
Did you get the reach around package? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, that was backwards. It was the package reach around. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, shit. How was your week, Dave?
It was fine. There wasn't much that went on. But after last week's episode, as expected, I'm no longer allowed to watch From Dusk Till Dawn. Or I Know What You Did Last Summer, or Summer Catch, or listen or watch any Paula Abdul music or videos. So I now have to go to my bullpen for motivation.
You're restricted from all boner activity.
I feel like I'm back in like 4th grade, or not 4th grade, maybe 6th, 7th grade. I gotta pull magazines out of like the ceiling tiles in my basement.
Dave's got a brand new set, 12 VHSs of the Martha Plimpton collection.
Dave's going to go home and have to replace all his ceiling tiles now because they've all been busted down.
I want to amend my list, by the way. I said Heather Locklear as a knee-jerk reaction, but I realized the best answer for me was Elizabeth Shue. Elizabeth Shue.
Okay.
Allie with an I. There was one scene on the beach right in the beginning of The Karate Kid when he first meets her, and she does that little thing that women do with their bathing suits where she sticks her finger in and pulls it out of the crack of her ass, but they do it in a dainty way that makes it seem feminine.
Right.
Yeah, that gave me as much of a chubby as my 8-year-old ass could handle. Yeah. And I've loved her ever since. She left Las Vegas, and I was hoping she was flying to me. Yeah. So fuck you, Heather Locklear. Take your crazy meth-addicted ass somewhere else.
Hasn't she been in the news lately? Heather Locklear.
Last year, she was in the news a couple of times. She did some crazy
domestic
shit.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, she's not. She's admitted herself for mental therapy.
Right, but before that, I think she had a couple domestics called on her, and
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they're related. Call me wacky. Yeah. She was, when your first marriage is to Tommy Lee,
yeah.
I'm imagining you don't get off to like a bright and burgeoning start.
No.
Your acting career was basically coated in white powder. Pillsbury Doughboy didn't have that much on his fucking face.
You wake up every afternoon to a hot cup of cocaine.
Yeah.
And Tommy Lee's massive elbowed cock. Yeah. Slapping her in the chin. Wake up, Heather.
Bunch of hammer-shaped bruises on her back.
He probably has DeWalt on the side of that. He's the real reason they invented widescreen. It was that porn video we did with Pam Anderson.
We gotta stop making TVs square.
Yeah.
Rectangles.
IMAX and Climax are very close. Let's be real. So yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed. I'm more embarrassed that I picked Heather Locklear than I was about anything else I said last week.
You said IMAX, and I immediately went to like 3D, and I pictured a whole audience of people like getting their heads back and then all spinning at the same time.
So rapid succession.
Like 48 people choke simultaneously.
That's why they put the recliners in those theaters now. Do you have any tickets left for Star Wars? No, they're sold out. But did you want to see Tommy Lee's cock again?
Yeah. Like those old 50s theaters, everybody's wearing, they just throw hot water in their face.
Imagine smell-o-vision.
Like sweaty leather and fucking tacos.
Like normal theater floors are already sticky.
Yeah.
Jesus. That whole theater's like gaff tape.
Yeah.
And a little bit like gyros.
Yeah.
Was that cum? No, it's tzatziki.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, those movies are out now for the foreseeable future.
That's it.
But we're coming up on Halloween, and I have this core group of movies, not pornos, that I like to watch in this time of year. And I slowly whittle myself down. We're getting to a week out, so I watch my core, my core group of monster movies.
Yeah,
I like all the originals, like the Dracula, the Wolfman, Lon Chaney Jr., Bela Lugosi.
Yes.
I'll start watching all those. But before that, it's kind of like I joked about the bullpen. It's like my B Squad. It's like the other movies I have is like my day shift at the strip club. They're good But I'd rather wait for the other stuff if I have to.
Yeah.
But I kind of watch those to get me in the mood. I have some favorites that have come out over the last, 20, 25 years or so that I'll watch. I like Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yep.
That's always the worst part of that movie is Keanu Reeves. His accent's awful.
Yeah.
But you're not watching it for him. You're watching it for Gary Oldman. And for Monica Bellucci when she was one of his little concubines in the.
Yeah.
If you were smart, you'd be naming different actresses.
There goes that movie.
Yeah.
Right. Did I say that? I meant.
Every movie you mention, no matter what decade
right.
it should be Melissa McCarthy.
One vampire that's overeaten.
You don't even give a name. Just that chick from This Is Us.
She comes to suck your blood for 3.5 hours.
She made a movie called The Tick. It was totally different than what that's on the show on TV now.
The Tick 2. He's full.
Oh, fuck. So yeah, but my Halloween movies culminate on Halloween. Every year on Halloween, I will watch The Crow. Oh. Every year.
That's like Brad's favorite movie.
It's my favorite movie of all time.
It's one of mine too.
Why do you like it? Let me ask you.
All right, when it first came out, it was early 90s. My friend Kevin and I got in. It was the soundtrack originally is what drew me to it. The music, one of the best soundtracks that's been put out.
And the score is good too. Did you actually hear the orchestral score? Holy fuck! Put that on and try not to fall asleep peacefully and happily.
That's one of the best revenge movies that's ever been made, without a doubt. And it is what it is. He's out. It was John Wick before that movie was ever thought of.
Yeah.
It's that kind of that vein, but it's just, I don't know. It was.
I bet you he was wishing it was real life.
Yeah. But if you watch it now, it still stands up.
To me, it's a tremendous story.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many good scenes in that movie, but let me tell you how I got laid in college. As much as you guys might find this hard to believe, it wasn't this face. It wasn't this shining personality, and it definitely wasn't this receding hairline. I used to show The Crow to almost every girl I brought back to my place.
Nice.
And the reason was, if you really break down what The Crow is, it's
the
ultimate love story.
Yeah.
A guy comes back from the dead just to avenge
his fiance's
death.
Yeah.
And then they were a truly happy couple. There was no signs of discontent here. They were cooking together in a dimly lit apartment in what I think is Detroit.
Yeah.
I don't know. And next thing you know, he's coming back from the dead to avenge her, and then he finds a little girl and befriends her. And I just think the whole movie is perfect. There's nothing wrong with that movie, except for the fact that the star died and the sequel was fucked.
Yeah.
Because then they got a French guy and it ruined everything.
No,
They've
all the
made
other
like
ones are
3 or
terrible.
4 afterwards.
Oh, no, they had Edward Furlong from Terminator was in one of them, and I wanted to shoot him in the head because it also had the guy from Bones.
David Boreanaz.
Yeah.
And your girl there, Tara Reid, was in it.
My girl.
Yep. Your girl.
My girl. I haven't shown her The Crow yet. Something tells me we'll get 10 minutes in and I'll already be done. What's the sound of dick on Naugahyde?
That's Craig. He's got a Naugahyde dick. We covered that last week, too.
See, I always thought it felt more like paper mache. Can you confirm? I'm certainly not going to find out. Although if Dave listened to the early episodes, he would have known that.
No, I like that movie. It's really good. It is. I mean, I'm not like you guys apparently like it more than I do. I mean, I enjoyed it. There's really nothing bad I can say about it. The sequels are awful.
Terrible.
Awful.
Yeah.
There was some merit to the second one, the first sequel, because it had Iggy Pop in it, and he was like weirdly cool. But the thing I hated about that movie it was so far removed from what actual reality was.
Yes.
It's supposed to be Los Angeles, yet you never felt like you were in the actual city.
Right.
Like the whole thing was done on Skid Row, and there was nobody else in the world.
Yeah.
It was just these characters. And they were so over the top, and then there was some kind of like mystical blind oracle that looked
can't
into
rain all the time. Apparently it can. It hasn't fucking stopped raining since the movie started. I was like, there wasn't one part of the movie where it was dry.
But I have an ex-girlfriend who I'm still friends with today, and every now and then she'll be like, hey, it can't rain all the time. So I know that movie did impact her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I did as well.
You had to push a lot to leave an impression, though.
Yeah.
If you think I'm spending money on my wife this weekend, you are correct. Because this episode won't come out until after we're back.
Yeah.
But The Crow that was a comic book movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a comic movie. It was it wasn't a graphic novel, but it was, I don't know the term. It wasn't like a long running comic.
No, it was
if I remember
like a quick series thing,
Right.
like a short series,
Yeah,
short
but
run.
It was one of those first comic book movies. It was really, I don't know, it was gritty and real. I don't know. I just thought everything about it was cool. Like when you're a young teenager, like, and you want to, what's cool? That was it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good movie.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's got Ernie Hudson in it.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yep.
It's a fucking Ghostbuster.
And the guy actually died, and they kept it in the movie.
Yeah. They kept that scene.
They used that scene.
Yeah.
And then everybody was like, oh, so realistic. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty realistic. Yeah.
What did you use for effects? Live ammo.
Yeah.
And a splatter screen.
All practical effects.
Jesus.
Well, we're going to have a lot of comic book talk in the week to come.
We are.
Yes.
All right. So I think we should hash this out right now. Let's talk about what our listeners can expect from the Juggernaut, our second Rhode Island Comic-Con.
Yep.
Now we can't go in wide-eyed. We can't go in, aw shucks. Now we got to go in like we know what the fuck we're doing and what we're trying to present to people. So what can people expect from us at Comic-Con this coming week? Maybe that they didn't see from us last year or more of the same. I'm looking to you, Craig, because it's your show.
Well,
And if it fails, it's all Craig's fault.
well, what they'll see most likely this year was all three of us at the table at the same time. most of the time. That didn't happen much. No, but we're going to be doing a lot more recording.
Yeah.
At the table. We didn't do much last year because we were kind of overwhelmed. I think we were overwhelmed by the actual amount of people that we had coming to our booth. We didn't think it was going to be like that.
No.
And it was insane from right out the gate until the end.
Do you remember the conversation we had the night before? We were texting each other, and I'm like, you do have to temper your expectations a bit.
Yeah.
You do know that we're probably going to walk out of this as the only place taking a real loss because we're not going to make any friends, we're not going to make any money, and we're not going to make any new listeners, but we just have to try.
Yeah.
And you were like, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I knew. I expected to be sitting at that table for a long time with people just walking by looking at us.
Yeah.
And not saying anything and just keep moving on, you know?
That's because we're all used to being at home with our wives.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's not the way it went down. Right out of the gate. It was just like, hey, what these guys got over here? What's going on? Oh, this, and then start talking to people. And then that first night we had a semicircle around our table. People were spinning the wheel and laughing, and we were making jokes, and people, you know, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it again this year.
Yeah, we tried to record a lot last year, but every time we started, somebody kind of got in the way. We got some great audio.
Yeah, we did.
Great audio.
Yeah.
But I think this year we need to focus on maybe doing the show from there, including live bits.
Yes.
And that's all functionality we have now. So
Yeah.
I think this is something we can do. Our social media guru, Dave. Yeah. I'm glad he laughed because I wasn't going to.
Definitely be a bunch of live Instagram stuff, live Facebook stuff. We're going to do a lot of that.
I'm looking forward to that. I think we're going to bring back the wheel.
Yes.
The wheel is going to be fun this year, but the last year we had giveaways. We're not doing that this year.
No, we're not doing
prizes.
No.
Nobody claimed them.
Yeah.
I've made waffles.
Yeah. We brought, not one person came.
Not only did they not come, they didn't even reach out to us after.
That's what I mean. Like, nobody came to the drawing. We did the drawing, and then Brad emailed every single person that won No one responded.
What does that tell you, though?
We picked more. Brad emailed all those people. No one responded. It was just like, so Brad was making waffles.
I feel like the women I dated 12 hours after I showed them The Crow.
Yeah.
Disappointed?
But and we had some cool stuff.
It's funny and sad because it's true.
Well, no, what I was saying is, what does that tell you, though? People weren't just stopping by to try and win something. They were stopping by because they were having fun.
Yeah, that was that, and a lot of people were having fun. We had a lot of people that were just coming by and just hanging out.
Fun is contagious.
Look, Wayne. Wayne was on the show. We had him back about 10 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
We met Wayne at Comic-Con. He hung out with us all weekend long.
Wait, has it been 10 weeks?
Feels like yesterday.
No, that means I'm done with my antibiotic. Just kidding, Wayne. We're going to miss you this year, buddy.
Yeah,
Just kidding. I'm still using it.
And then, and we met a few other people from other shows, guys from Nerd Entertainment Hub who were here a few weeks ago. We met them at Comic-Con.
Yeah, Josh and that other kid.
Josh. Josh and Ryan.
That's kid Ryan.
And I'm sure we'll see those guys again this year. They'll be there.
Yep.
But we met a bunch of people. We had a lot of fun, and this year's will be a little more grounded. I think this year of knowing what to expect, and I think we'll handle it a lot better. It'll be a lot more fun.
We're a podcast, and we model ourselves as after morning radio that we enjoyed.
Yes,
that's what we should be doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what we're going to target. Do that a little bit more.
Yep.
Still have fun, engage the crowd, and be a part of it, but at the same time, do what we do.
This is promotion. Exactly. There's going to be roughly 40,000 people going in and out of that convention center over the course of 3 days.
Wow.
Well, 40. It was 70.
God.
I know the year before last was 70,000.
All right. Well, let's put it this way: a few more listeners than we have right now.
Yeah.
Call me crazy, but that's where we're at. So I think the goal is to get it out there. And one of the things we're going to be doing this year, should we reveal it or hold it off as a surprise?
No, let's reveal it. I think it's a good thing.
We're nothing if not earth-friendly on this show.
You know it.
Dave has contributed more to compost than most people will do in their entire lives.
Dave fertilizes his mulch.
Yeah.
I fertilized pavement.
Yeah.
In my garage. We're going to be handing out large shopping bags.
Brown paper, rope-handled, good quality, recycled paper bags.
Yeah, and they're going to be stamped with our name on it. So if you're tired of the plastic, or you just have way too many pop figures and you want to come grab a bag in addition to what you're holding, come on by. But if you do agree with us and are eco-friendly, come to our booth, hand us your plastic bag. We'll give you a bigger, better paper one with our shiny logo on it.
Yep.
And then I want you to carry that only with the logo out and tell everybody where you got it.
Yeah.
And then come back to us and give us money.
And then and then we'll take all your paper bags, and then I'll throw them in the bay.
Plastic bags.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make a bunch of portable floating turtle homes.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna take all those to the recycling center right down the road here from Brad's house.
And we'll record it and put it on social, so you guys know we're doing it. So you guys
know we're doing it. We're going to take all those bags, bring them to the recycle center, drop them off, and do it like that because, hey, why not?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to fill it. There's just way too much shit to buy.
Yes.
So we're not selling you anything. We're giving you a chance to spend money elsewhere. Yes. But what we do want you to do is just carry the bag with a little bit of pride.
Yep.
And a little bit of authority, and then occasionally shove it in someone's face.
And know something, something good came out of it anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to be a good thing. I think it's a little bit better. We're still going to have koozies because we still have some from last year.
Yeah. Yep.
We're sitting on like 200 koozies. If you're a drinker, come by.
Yep.
We got you covered.
Yeah.
We got some stickers.
Yeah, we got some stickers still. We got some koozies.
And then an open invitation to all the booths, whether you're near us or not. If you have something to give to people and you want to share it and you think our audience would love it, bring a stack to our table,
Yeah.
put them down. We're supporting the entire community.
Yes.
Comic-Con community, podcasting community, geek community, whatever you want to call us.
Yeah, exactly.
Offensive people community, contact us first.
Yeah, if you're part of the LGBTQPAD community,
Yeah.
come see us. It's an open table.
It's an open table.
What's the D, Dave?
Dicks.
I thought it was just Dave. I thought you were just in a category all your own.
No, it's dicks.
I'm still not discerning the difference.
Plural versus singular.
You know what? No, still struggling.
Still struggling. But yeah, I mean, if you happen to go to Rhode Island Comic-Con, if you don't have tickets, get tickets. It's going to be awesome, man. There's a lot of good guests, a lot of good comic book artists, which I'm excited about.
See, I don't know anything about comic book artists or I don't like. I know a lot of the celebrities, the movie stars, the TV stars are going to be there, which is cool. It's just as fun for me to have a chance to bump into those people.
Well, I'll learn you because there's a couple of legends there.
Oh, excuse me.
He's going to learn you.
I'll learn you.
Actually, can I learn you on one thing?
Yes.
There will be no offending any large comic book artists.
No, that won't happen this year.
Yeah,
Why are they all fat?
Well, the one that Craig seemed to gravitate to did when
Well,
he said, "No, you're not getting on the
You
elevator."
can't use the term gravitate when we're talking about fat people.
That's a good point.
Craig's going to turn to a satellite moon.
that was nerve-wracking. He was looking at me like he's going to get on the elevator. I'm like, this is already like 12 people in here.
Motherfucker, you better spit on your ribs if you're coming in here.
You got like fucking 17 people. It ain't going to work.
You know, homeboy's coming back, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hydraulics are already under pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
I would love nothing more if we get this like really prime location and it's right next to the artist, bro. And then out of nowhere, you just see this big black guy pointing in our direction.
We are not far from the Artist Alley.
That's cool.
Yeah, we're in row 12. Actually, if you want to come and see us, row 12, booth 907.
Yeah, that's where they put the people that nobody wants to see.
Yeah,
A little concerned.
oh, they put us right near the beer station.
The beer, the trash, and the toilet. That's where we are.
It was perfect. It's exactly.
So they've
where we
listened.
went.
So between those three spaces, the three of us will be using them all frequently.
Yes. Yep.
It's just going to be a constant rotation.
Yeah.
Dave's going to grab a beer and immediately get in the bathroom line.
Yep.
I see a bunch of IG posts from the toilet at the convention center.
Yep.
So I'm right here next to MacGyver.
Yeah. That's one of a thought that I was having the other day is Craig telling a story about pissing next to, it was MacGyver, right?
MacGyver, yeah.
And I was thinking, well, what's going to happen if I end up pissing next to some of these celebrities? And then I started thinking about what celebrities are going to be there. My first thought was Chevy Chase. I'm like, that's not going to be fun at all.
No, that won't be fun.
No. I don't even, like,
Yep.
he's not the kind of person you just make a joke to because he'd probably just go off on you.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be fun.
I disagree, but okay.
I think you'd have to hit a fucking home run of some kind of a joke with him.
With him, yeah, it would have to
Well,
be.
at a urinal?
Right.
Yeah, no, there's no coming back from that.
That's what I'm saying.
But
is
I'd love to watch it.
Oh, to watch someone else do that, fucking gold.
Yeah, gold. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
I know that's someone else. You.
You know what? I'll be that guy. Fuck it. I will wait for Chevy Chase to piss.
Yep.
Fuck it. I'll feed him cranberry juice all weekend just so I can get him into the fucking pisser.
What are you going to do? Tear his fucking dialysis tube?
Kick
Maybe.
his cane out from under him while he's being.
Dave
That was
sticks
funny.
Dave fucking teabags him. He's like, do you know what that is, Clark? The Christmas star.
Yeah. But I mean, there's a ton of good people there this year. I'm excited about it, and we've got unlimited power again, unlimited access.
Let's see what they give us this year before we start boasting about
Oh
this.
no, we'll have it.
We're restricted to our booth.
Yeah.
Put fucking trackers on us.
Like, you guys were out of your minds last year. Go stay over there. Yep.
Who do you think you are, walking next to Danny Trejo in his high fucking knee socks?
Yep.
Booth 907. We're handing out like Dell's lemonade on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Welcome to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
It's 40 degrees out. Want some slush?
Was
Hey, can you download the app on your phone? I can't feel my hands.
Put your slush in this paper bag.
But it's cool. It starts the day after Halloween. So it is right there. So people, I mean, the costumes should be outrageous this year. I think just for
because it's the Friday right after
Halloween. It always is. The first weekend after Halloween.
Sure.
So it's always within a few days, but it's the next day this year. So they've got some really cool stuff lined up, and I think it's just going to be awesome.
I think all the costumes are going to be fucked up from the night before.
Maybe.
I'm looking for fresh puke on these things. Come on, step up, Comic-Con. Let's see it.
Bunch of costumes of shame.
So, I mean, that stuff would be fun. I'd like to interview some more cosplayers. We talked to a few people last year that were dressed up.
The Little Mermaid and me got along.
Yep.
I don't know if she liked me or not.
Probably not.
I'm hoping she came back.
I'm a little concerned. The Little Mermaid, a couple weeks ago, it was 12-year-old Alyssa Milano seeing a pattern.
Little Mermaid is awesome. She doesn't talk. Yeah. And she's a redhead.
I think you're making it worse.
But
she can't testify.
Speaking of Halloween,
well, you guys can.
Bed Bath & Beyond.
Oh yeah. They fucked up.
They fucked up.
Oh yeah, I'm back in on this one.
Yeah. No, they fucked up.
Or did they? I'm going to present the counter argument.
Yes.
I think I might be with Brad in this, but go ahead, Craig.
They might want to be on get in the news. But they had to pull some pumpkins from their shelves there, but they were painted in blackface.
That's what the story said.
Yeah,
they had to remove blackface pumpkins. But if you read the story, they were just black pumpkins.
Yeah,
they pulled them because they were set up someplace public. And someone raised they're designed to be painted. It's it's like a crafty place that they wanted them to be painted. People were concerned that they could paint them like blackface looking or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a little ridiculous.
It's not like they put watermelons out. It was fucking. It's stupid. The whole fucking thing is stupid. They weren't being
Kentucky Fried Pumpkins.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I find it ridiculous.
They're black pumpkins.
Yeah.
They're not black face pumpkins.
Yes.
The guy who wrote that fucking article said, I got a great idea for a headline. Guaranteed to make some.
Yeah.
They're black. It's Halloween.
Yeah.
It's Halloween. I don't care if I'm clipping. It's fucking Halloween.
Yes.
What the fuck? It's supposed to be dark. Did anybody go up to that bat and say, hey, I can't believe you put that bat in blackface?
Yeah.
No, you didn't. Well, the witch from The Wizard of Oz. I can't believe she was in green face and that racist outfit.
Yeah, exactly.
You're fucking kidding me.
It's insane.
It's a pumpkin.
It was a pumpkin.
Yeah. That's it. I've seen there's been all sorts of, I've seen white pumpkins. There's no issue with the white pumpkins.
Yeah. There are white pumpkins.
And do you know what's wrong with that fucking article? Did you see the quote? Who had the first quote? It wasn't somebody who was offended. It wasn't the store manager. It was a fucking lawyer.
Yeah.
And the lawyer said, yeah, we've had several complaints to this store.
No, you didn't.
No, you did not.
No, you didn't.
You had one guy who saw an opportunity. It might have been one of your fucking lawyers.
Yes.
Apparently the ambulance population wasn't that highly trafficked that week, and he decided to go after this. And because we're so fucking hypersensitive now, that's that.
But then you just place that headline on it. And now everybody's like, fucking Bed Bath & Beyond, fucking racist.
But the fact that they pulled them all off the shelves and got rid of them made it worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, everybody kowtows because who needs the press?
But they
got it anyway.
To be honest with you, I would have fucking left them there and said, they're not blackface.
No, I would have painted one in blackface and be like, that's blackface.
Yeah.
This would be wrong.
This would be, yeah.
And then I would take all the other black pumpkins and throw them in a crate, stick them in the bottom of a ship, and send them back overseas.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's racist.
That's racist.
Surprisingly intricate.
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
introducing the Sambo collection.
Like you said,
when BBB meets KKK.
Yeah. That's big black bitches. That's how you met. No, Bed Bath & Beyond. No, they meant big black bitches.
Bitch, take a hold of my gourd.
Yeah.
We call these Jack O'Kinte.
Yeah.
Too much.
passed that line a few minutes ago.
Yeah, we did. No, but it's I just like Brad said, it was an opportunist. Somebody saw an opportunity, took it, and they kowtowed to it.
Yeah,
which they shouldn't have. They should have been like, that's not what they are. If that's what you're seeing, you're fucking racist.
Right. You're looking for something to offend you.
You're looking for something.
Yeah. If you go into any one of those artsy craftsy stores, and you'll find, especially this time of year, you will find all sorts of different types of pumpkins for decorations. Red, orange, green, white, yellow, and black pumpkins. Why not? They're just expanding the color palette.
I find the whole thing fucking insane.
The whole thing's ridiculous.
You ever reach that point of frustration where you can't find words anymore?
Well, that's why I'm going so overboard the other way. I'm like, let's just, if it's already ridiculous, fuck it, let's just make it ridiculous.
That's what it is. It's just make it ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what you're saying it is. It's not. No. But this is what you're saying. That's what I mean. So you're fucking racist.
So any product now that's made that happens to be black is now racist.
That was like years ago when Star Wars Episode 1 came out, right?
Yeah.
And Jar Jar Binks, they created this, the toy. They made the toy.
Yeah. And
this preacher came out and said, this is a sex toy.
What?
And we're like, and it's like, because it had those ear things, like, and they looked like, I guess on the stuffed animal, it looked like fucking two pussies. Like, but... Wow. He started saying it was a sex toy, and that it was made for kids to use for masturbation. And I'm like, you fucking bought your son one and fucked it.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Misa like it.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck were you thinking? What made you look at that and say, yeah, that's a sex toy?
Yeah.
No, it's a fucking alien.
I want to fuck that alien's ear.
Yeah. It's like, that's what I mean. Like, these people are looking for these things. It's like, no, you're fucked up.
You're looking for a pedestal and to get someone's attention to make an issue out of something.
And you're perverted enough to think that people want to fuck that thing.
Right.
So
now,
guess
granted,
what?
I'm sure they're out there.
Oh, yeah.
We may meet some of them next weekend.
I'm sure. But
I have no doubt that most of that audience has unique and creative ways to masturbate.
Yeah.
Many of them involving the costumes they're going to be wearing when they shake our hands.
We'll make Craig go first.
But when you start doing that craziness, like, it's who's fucked up? You for thinking it? Because that was already in your head.
Or the company for feeding it.
Or the company for feeding into it.
So could we address our co-host's sudden burst of racism?
Yeah.
What are you having for Halloween dinner? Mullen yams?
White chocolate in my house.
That's what you call yourself in bed too, isn't it?
Yeah.
It totally is.
It's just a morsel.
No,
my point was to be just so ridiculous sounding because that's what this is.
What it is. It's
like that's what these people want you to believe. Is this some big conspiracy to sell racist pumpkins?
Yeah, like you said.
The microphones we're using now were black. Are they racist? Are we racist for using them?
Yeah, that's where everything is. Like, everybody's looking for that.
Mine's longer.
Everybody's looking for that one
thing.
That one. Like thread to tie into
not to tie in, to tug on and unravel everything else.
Yes.
Right. And it's better. It's getting stupid now. We've talked about that. I mean, if there was ever a theme that this show has, it's the fact that we continue to talk about the fact that everybody's offended too easily. But now we've reached a breaking point where they're hunting for it.
Yeah.
And they're targeting something as simple as a pumpkin in one of the two primary Halloween colors. That is not now considered racist because it resembles something that our ancestors did in the 1920s. I'm all for reparations. I think reparations are a good thing, and if they're still being paid, so be it, as long as they're warranted. I don't think that people who wanted a black pumpkin for their porch should automatically be considered racist because somebody painted a smiley cartoon face on it.
Yep.
And that's all this fucking was. And we're reaching a serious breaking point where we are so fucking afraid to talk and to do things now.
Dave's not.
No. Actually, I'm curious to see what you have to say about this one. What if you worked for Burger King? What would you have named the new Whopper? Because Burger King has a new burger. They're calling it the Ghost Whopper, but something tells me Dave's got a different name. I don't know. Call me kooky.
Oh, if I worked for Burger King and they had a Ghost Whopper, I would have bought the naming rights from Columbia Pictures and named it Slimer. Because that's what it's going to do to your insides and probably my pants.
It's a Ghost Whopper because it's just going to sneak up on you. I
got to ask, Dave, when you go to Burger King with the family, I mean, how does it feel knowing it's at least 3 weeks before anal happens?
Nah, I can take it that night.
Like everything else in your life, you just repress it.
I was trying to look because didn't they do something last year for Halloween?
I think they do the same thing.
No. They had the Haunted Whopper or something along that line.
Green.
No, well, there was two. There was the black one.
Right.
They had.
They had to get rid of that one.
Oh yeah, they can't have that one.
Put a burger in blackface.
No. But
Can you imagine McDonald's? They'd be slapping Mayor McCheese's face right on that thing.
You have to rename it the Burger Pimp.
Same crown though.
It's just tilted to the side. Fucking burger's got a cane.
Every French fry box is pink velvet.
Oh, I can hear EJ unfriending me right now.
You kidding me? He's patenting this right now.
No, didn't they do something? There was a burger last year that they did. It was supposed to make you have nightmares. That's what it was.
Oh,
really?
It was the Nightmare Burger. Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Well, it was nothing but food coloring, right?
And they had it was a comedy. It was supposedly, if I'm remembering correctly, it was a combination of certain cheeses that if you ate before you went to bed would react, you know what I mean? Like with brain chemistry and make you have nightmares. Because you know how they say certain foods, if you eat that before you go to bed, you're more prone to have nightmares.
That used to happen to me with Papa John's pizza.
No, you were just shitting your pants.
No. Like my brain would be I would be all fucking uneasy. I couldn't get my brain to like rest. If I would have Papa John's pizza when I was in college, I could not sleep.
I wonder if they hit the brown note with the pizza cheese. With the pizza combo. Because I get nervous that Burger King was boasting that, hey, we've developed a combination of 3 specific cheeses that are guaranteed to keep your children up at night.
Yeah.
Like, this was a marketing campaign. They've done some crazy shit in the past. They had the creepy king that peered in your window.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and watch me sing air guitar. You know, and then we had the egg sandwich that they purposely told you, don't eat this every day because you'll die. Because it was like 1,400 calories per bite or something like that. It was like a 20,000 calorie sandwich. They said, enjoy it once and then take a month off.
Wow.
Like, don't eat this every day. So I like their marketing. Why on earth would you promote something? Hey, bring your kids to Burger King. Don't let them eat that.
Yeah.
You know, this combination of cheeses will fuck them up.
Will make you have nightmares. Well, Dunkin' Donuts has been doing it for years. Like, drink this coffee, you'll shit your pants.
It does invoke that.
Yeah.
I used to think it was all black coffee because I used to drink Dunk every morning.
Yeah.
And then I'd immediately have to shit.
Yeah.
I stopped. And I realized it's not the coffee. It might be that microwave pizza grease they're putting in the fucking everything.
Yep.
Your whole family works there. Can you explain what that shit is?
So what does this Ghost Burger look like?
It's the bun is in white face.
Racist.
It's like a pure white sesame seed bun.
We should start that hashtag. Racist Ghost
Racist.
Burger.
Why are they gotta be white?
Yeah.
You know?
Bleach is hate.
Yeah,
So I guess they're
right.
trying to do it like your typical like white sheet ghost. You
Yeah,
know, like,
all right.
You know,
But it's got like a 3-cheese blend in it.
yeah,
It's got like a cheese flavor built into the bun because there's not enough in the 3-cheese combo they've slapped on top of
I've
that.
had to bleach everything out of it. Yeah.
I'm gonna. It's a traditional. It's a twist on the traditional burger. Features a ghostly white sesame seed bun infused with cheddar cheese flavor that will be offered in 10 cities across the United States in honor of Halloween holiday.
What 10?
Birmingham.
Lafayette.
Detroit, Memphis.
Detroit's not buying a white burger.
Detroit, Memphis, Philadelphia, Phoenix, San Antonio, San Diego, San Francisco, Savannah, Somerville, and New Orleans.
Somerville.
Most of those make sense.
Somerville? Yeah. Somerville where?
I don't know, it just says Somerville.
Like Somer or S?
Yeah.
SUM.
That might be the most.
I bet if we mapped
place.
it out, we could probably figure out about where it is.
Yeah. But it says in recent years, Burger King has introduced variations on this classic Whopper, including a black-colored bun and A1 steak sauce with it temporarily swapped into the Whoppers. And it's the Nightmare King. That's what it was. The Nightmare King sandwich, complete with the green bun.
Do you know what else is a nightmare? Having to read something and turning it to you.
Sorry.
I was
trying to read it on these tiny phone and flip through it. Yeah.
I was just thinking 12 hours after eating this ghost burger is a nightmare.
I don't understand what Burger King's doing here. Normally, I'm for them. I gotta think they swung and missed on this one.
It's almost as if they're trying to make their own version. Like Craig alluded to it when he brought us in. Make their own version of like the monster cereals.
Yes.
Like they're trying to have their own like monster themed burgers.
Every Halloween, what are they going to do next?
What's this year's monster burger going to be?
But the core audience for the breakfast cereal is children. Children don't eat Whoppers. Crusty old
I
men
look
eat
forward
Whoppers.
to monster cereals every year.
Yeah.
My neighbor hoards them in his basement.
Core
actually.
audience.
Oh, right.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He will keep boxes in his basement.
Breaking later?
Yeah. No, it's just
that.
my neighbor will keep them and hide them in his basement so his family can't find them.
Yeah.
He will eat them all year long.
I love them too.
Yeah.
Or I did anyway, but I think
They're just different flavored Lucky Charms is
that's
all they are.
all it is. It's oats.
Yeah.
You're all eating Trigger's food.
Yeah.
I don't understand where Burger King's going. And
Yeah,
I'll leave it at that.
I see what they're doing. They're trying to do every year. Someone will say, "What's Burger King going to do this year?"
That's what they're trying to get to.
Because
but-
every year it's been a different thing.
Yeah.
It's
Until
a-
right now, I didn't know they had this white ghost burger.
Yeah, they got the Ghost Burger. Then they did like I said, they did that.
It's a white
that
devil
black
burger
one with the A1 steak sauce, and then now they did the Nightmare Burger.
But it's
They're
pretty
trying
clear
to
they're not
make it a
trying to
thing.
be insensitive, though.
No, they're trying to.
Let's go across the street to McDonald's.
Yes. Yep.
You know, we haven't been angry about, censorship in about 8-9 minutes. And I feel like it's time. It's high time that we got back to that. So we're going to go right into our own backyard. A Massachusetts McDonald's apologizes after displaying what is deemed an insensitive Halloween decoration. Dave?
Yeah. I don't think there's anything insensitive about anything. No, this place is out in Western Massachusetts, and they had little decorations on below the counters. Like when you walk in, they had like the little, not murals, but like stickers and things.
Yeah.
And one of them was, it was a tree without leaves, so just branches. It was a silhouette with a body hanging from it. Tree with a body hanging from a noose. It was the stencil. The picture was probably only about a foot.
Yeah.
12 to 18 inches.
Yeah.
But it was noticeable. It's right there on the front counter.
Yeah.
That's not insensitive per se. I wouldn't put it up.
I would.
Does it fit into the
Yeah.
Halloween theme? Sure. Halloween's a holiday built around ghosts and dead people and ghouls and stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
We did hang other people.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a creepy image. It was also 12 by 18.
Yeah.
Okay, and it was under the dollar menu, so they're going to die anyway. I mean, let's just be real.
Now, I bet if they put like a pointed brimmed hat
See-
on that and it would look like a witch, nobody would have cared.
Yeah.
But it
my
just looked
thing
like
is,
a person.
it's the insensitive part isn't just about like you were saying, we hung other people. It wasn't just about black people, like with lynching.
Well,
This is about
that was obviously the argument, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it was like
That was
lynching.
part of it. Bless you.
it's more or less too people who've lost people through suicide, from hangings, things like that.
Another part was where this McDonald's was located. It was across the street from a school.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So yeah, I as a parent, I'd be like, okay, I can get that. Now, personally, if my kids asked, I'd be like, that's someone hanging from a tree.
Yeah,
It's a Halloween scary decoration. That's what that is.
yeah. You'd be better off some ghost silhouettes, and you know what I mean? Creepy things like that. You know, maybe some gravestones.
I think part of the initial impetus was it was all in silhouette, so it was all black, and there was an orange pumpkin next to it and a purple pumpkin on the side, and so it was a silhouette of a tree with a person.
Hadn't beyond yet.
No. No.
Manager was just on his way back when he got the phone call.
So
he just threw the pumpkin out the window.
It was just silhouette of a tree and a person hanging from a branch.
Yeah. I think it's important that we do protect our children from this right before they go home and play Resident Evil and watch The Walking Dead. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Enough already. The amount of shit that we saw. It was a cartoon outline of a silhouette of somebody hanging from a tree who clearly did something wrong. And you know what? Not for anything, but if the kids are a little bit older, they're going to learn that we actually did this to people. This is a state that actually burned people because they were alleged witches. And then they put flame-broiled burgers right on fucking top of it. Give me a goddamn
And now every
break.
year for a month in that town where they hung and burned people, they have a big celebration.
That's huge.
Every year
Massive
up in Salem.
celebration.
Thousands of innocent people died because they did something that was a little out of the ordinary, had a mental illness, and they said, "Oh, you're a witch. Bye."
Right.
Yep.
Bye.
And they had the audacity to sink when they were drowned.
How do you know she's a witch? She looks like one.
Does she have a vagina?
Burn
her!
Yeah, burn her.
Yeah.
In 400 years, we'll sell T-shirts.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's a little ridiculous. It's not as much of a stretch as the black pumpkin. I can envision.
I
don't know what it's like to be black. Surprise, surprise.
Yep.
But I can imagine walking in and seeing that versus just a black pumpkin on a shelf with a bunch of other black pumpkins and orange and would catch me or strike me a little differently. Just the imagery. I can.
If there
understand.
were 5 Caspers applauding this.
With pitchforks.
Yeah. No, I'm with you there. All I'm saying is this is a little clearer than what we just talked about at Bed Bath & Beyond.
It is. And like I said, I look at it from both sides too. Like I said, with people that have lost family members to suicide, that have hung themselves, I can see they feel like it's a little insensitive, but it is.
I think Halloween's insensitive. I lost somebody to a broom.
Yeah. No, but it is Halloween.
I laughed. My first reaction was to laugh. That could have been true for all I know. I just fucking laughed at him.
Yeah.
Horrific broom and cauldron accident.
Horrendous broom accident.
I don't even want to talk about the dustpan.
I had an aunt.
We didn't know about it until we got the pelvic X-ray.
We couldn't get the casket through customs.
That's right. I put the A in TSA, baby.
Damn, this one dirty asshole. Oh my God.
I was going to say I lost another aunt to gingerbread. It's really fucking tragic.
But you got to take these things in context. It's Halloween.
It's Halloween.
It's a holiday about scaring people and being spooky and
being creepy and
right.
murder and I mean
murder.
Well, this is
stuck
but
that in there.
That's
but
it.
It is. That's what like slasher murder. When I say murder, like slasher things, like that's what it is. You're gonna get killed. Like this is good things.
Think back to our childhood. Yeah. We were told not to cross footbridges because there were trolls underneath.
Yep,
and they're gonna end you.
I used to hold my breath when we drove by a cemetery. So when I was a kid, there was my friends like you gotta hold your breath, otherwise you're gonna die.
No, but
hold your breath.
You haven't been to Craig's in a while.
Yeah. Pass out 3 minutes after getting there every time.
No, but I mean, there's weird shit like that.
Yeah,
that people do, but that's Halloween. Halloween is like that. Like I said. Matter of fact, they're just selling that thing on TV. Now, you shine it in your window, you hang a sheet in front of your window, and it just casts silhouettes, like live action silhouettes. And one of them is like a person like backing up and a person coming at him with a knife.
Yeah.
And then making stabbing motions. And that's why I was saying like murder and stuff like that.
The whole point is
Craziness.
to scare people. That's what people do on Halloween.
Yes.
Now, if this display was up in March.
Yeah.
Right, I can imagine a bunch of Catholics getting pissed.
Yeah.
Different story.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
they put it up in Halloween. It's a Halloween decoration. you know what? Like, fuck. If I were the manager, I'd be like, all right, I'll take it down. End of story.
Yeah. And slap a silhouette of a fucking cemetery.
Well, like I said, I would have drawn a witch's hat on top of that fucking, like, put a little pointy brimmed hat.
Yeah.
Done.
Yep.
But I think it's a little ridiculous. It's a little oversensitivity, like we talked about.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue.
We have a bit of an awkward transition to the next topic, so I'm calling an audible on the play.
Uh-oh.
We've been doing this a lot lately, and I think it turns into some fun stuff. Dave kind of alluded to it already, but we haven't talked about this in 2 years. What are the best Halloween movies, and why? Dave, you go last.
Okay.
Craig goes first.
Oh, I go first? Best Halloween movies?
I mean, balance entertainment, scare factor, classic factor. Do not factor any type of insensitivity or offensiveness. I want the scariest thing you can think of. Because it's going to lead into the next topic, but I kind of wanted to transition us out of this because we're talking about scary scenes.
Yeah. I got you. All right, I got you.
See where I'm going with this?
Like, well, I mean, of course, for me, it would be Halloween.
Yep.
Because I'll always watch it during Halloween, and usually the night of Halloween, I'll watch it because it's on every fucking channel.
Yep.
But I'll usually watch it on Blu-ray.
Yep.
Because I want to watch it, straight through, no stupid shit. Because it's called Halloween, and it's
about
scary.
awful shit that happens on Halloween. Yeah.
And it's. I mean, slasher films to me were never scary.
No, this one started it.
Yeah, but I think it's really cool. I like it a lot. I like the storyline to it. I enjoy it.
It was simple for the most.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not factoring in the scariest part of it. He was a real person.
He was a real person.
Yeah.
At least in the first one. They made him superhuman.
It got ridiculous. Right.
Yeah, you can't take bullets to the chest, pal.
Yeah.
No shotguns are going to blow you down, and then you're not going to sit up and do it again. But in that first one, he was a human being that had no control
He
of
was
his
just
faculty.
a mental patient that came out and was like, I'm going to go fucking kill her.
For no reason. That was the
no
other
reason.
thing. Like that's what made him particularly scary as well. Is he was just a fucking
He was just,
psychopath.
I have to
He
do
walked
that.
past 1,000 people on his way to the Strode residence.
Right.
Didn't
Yeah.
kill them because he was on a mission. And there's nothing worse than a mass murder with an agenda.
Yeah.
And I think that's what really was scary about him. And the fact that it got you where you live, because how many babysitters work on Halloween night while the parents go out?
Yep.
Like that to me was a very real thing, and they nailed it. And, I was a Friday the 13th junkie.
No,
But they made that whole thing stupid, too. you know?
Those
They did the
films
same
got
thing.
ridiculous. But
Yeah.
I'm with Craig. This is a good one. That was.
It's a terrifying fucking movie.
I
'cause
mean, I like the classics, like you said. Like I'll watch those leading up to it. I watch a lot of that stuff, like the old. You know me. I like campy, crappy movies. But Halloween is something that I will always watch on Halloween. I like it. That's the original one, the first one.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I'm going to give the same answer that I gave a couple years ago because I know Dave hasn't heard it. And that's going to be Nightmare on Elm Street. Because the one thing that was terrifying about Nightmare on Elm Street is it got you when you couldn't control.
Yes.
You're most vulnerable is when you're sleeping. And outside of a random few people in the world, I don't think anybody can control their dreams.
Yep.
So the fact that you're in your dream and you have to come to consciousness to fight this guy is arguably the most terrifying thing. I've never had a movie affect me more. I think
Is that why you don't sleep? Is it from this movie?
No,
when you're like 7 years old, you're like, I'm never fucking sleeping again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just my audience demands it.
When I was a kid, I was terrified.
The show must go on.
Melissa needs more reasons to laugh at me. I must stay awake.
It's also the only exercise I get every day, so I kind of have to do this.
I was terrified to watch this movie. Not watch it, not after seeing it. I was even afraid to put it on and watch it. I remember as a kid, one of my friends in elementary school that had a big sleepover party at his house. There must have been 15 or 20 of us there.
Yep.
And he had an older cousin. She was 2 years older than us, and one of her friends were there, and they were like, "Let's watch Nightmare on Elm Street," trying to scare us.
And then we'll toss you all
younger
off.
kids. Yeah, right. think you got him.
Yeah.
I saw some Truly spill. He's got a fizzy chin right now.
Yeah, almost.
I made it, but that was as close as you guys ever got. Holy fuck balls! It was 2/3 of the way through the nose.
Yeah, almost.
Thankfully, it's jointed. Good God! Oh my God! Is this what Coke is like?
Brad's the only person in the world with a check valve in his nose.
Check valve. I got a rest stop with a Sbarro's.
But I was afraid to even watch it. Like, I didn't want to go back in the room where everyone was hanging out and watch that movie because I knew I was going to be afraid. I think it was almost worse than actually seeing it.
Do you know what scene got me in that one?
It
wasn't all of the main action scenes. There was a disconcerting feel about it. There was one scene where they just showed a goat. There was no rhyme or reason as to why the goat was there.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, it was right in the beginning when he stretches his arms
Yeah,
real long.
I do remember that scene when he was running down the alley with his arms out.
It was that same alley. There was a goat for no reason, and it just seemed evil. And then I found out what the symbolism of the goat was.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy fuck, this movie's mean.
Yeah.
You know, and when you're 8, you're like, wow, this is really. I wasn't even 8. I mean, what was it? 84.
It was. Yeah, it was. Early. We were young.
I was like 6 or 7 years
Craig
old.
was 23.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater.
You saw it at the drive-in in his.
No, I went and seen it in the theater. Me and
Was
my,
that the
my
fir-
Uncle Bob went and watched it in the movie theater.
And then Fran was there.
Yeah, no. And
Judging
it was fucking scary.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I didn't do too many jump scares. The only other one that I had, it was more fun than it was scary. But believe it or not, one of the best times I ever had at the movie was seeing Misery.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I remember standing up screaming, "Grab the pig! Hit her with the pig!" And most of it was the movie. A lot of it's because I hate Kathy Bates. But ultimately, it was because of the movie. And I really think that was a movie that got people. It was another terrifying experience because you're
It
isolated.
was real. It could happen.
You're
Yeah.
isolated, and there's no communication. This is before cell phones.
Right.
You know, he had no way, and not like she wouldn't have taken and smashed it anyway.
When she hobbled him.
Fuck, man.
Oh, my God, man.
Oh,
I was like, oh, my God. Could you imagine that?
Dave left 9 stains in his pants tonight, and this is what gets him.
Yeah.
James Caan's fake ankle.
I feel like I'm sitting on a dish sponge right now.
I always feel like he wants to leave.
No, that scene to me was more cringy. That was just like,
Yeah.
I can deal with a lot of stuff. But like, I can see gore. And I've actually seen a lot of like actual crime scene photos. Like, my dad had a lot of books when he was a detective and all these things. And like, I've seen a lot of that stuff. But the thinking about like bone on bone stuff fucking gets me every time.
Oh, the worst is when you bang those 2 bones that stick out of the inner foot, and when you bang them together.
Kid, I may come across this table in your own garage right now. It creeps me out. Like, there's just something that gets me about
Okay,
stuff. But
just give me 20 minutes heads off. So that was my answer. I've already given that on the show, but Nightmare on Elm Street, I think it's a vulnerability thing. I think that's really what it comes down to. So Dave, you've had a few minutes.
Yeah. No, there's one movie. There's a couple movies I like. Craig talked about Halloween. That's a good one.
It's a good go-to.
There's a more recent movie that kind of captures, I think, that whole feel of Halloween and this time of year, and that's Sleepy Hollow.
Really,
Yeah.
actually, you know what's funny is I like that movie a lot, and it's
kind of campy and fun, but at the same time, it's a little creepy,
and it has one of who I assumed prior to certain knowledge, the worst actor ever on the planet, who is
Christopher Walken.
No, who is Casper Van Dien.
Oh, we talked about him recently. Yes,
and his performance in that was good.
Yes,
and that goes to show you that directors have a lot to do with the act, setting the scene, and getting the best out of the actor. I'm not a big fan of Tim Burton. You know,
and you know,
I mean, he's made 2 movies but he has made 2 movies that I absolutely love.
He's gonna when his movies, his animation Like they've got, it's him. You don't have to read it. Like, all right, that's a Tim Burton movie. Go ahead.
No, but Casper Van Dien had a good performance in that movie.
Yep.
And I love the set is very Halloweenish. The whole
That's what
setting,
I mean.
It's the creepy trees.
The leaves are dead on the trees.
And even the town, it's gray. Everything is just dark and like dreary and very Halloween-like. But there's another one that I'll watch between Halloween and Christmas is Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
Fucking love that movie.
I saw a funny meme that was like, do I watch this for Halloween or Christmas? And the right answer is both.
Yeah, it's both. But I watch it in between. I watch it after, because right now I'm going to watch horror.
I'm with you, yeah.
But then, next week I'll watch that movie definitely before Christmas. I love that fucking movie.
You know what's crazy about The Nightmare Before Christmas? I had never seen it until I met Rayanne.
Really?
She loves it.
It's a great movie.
It came out at that time. It was like early 90s. And I was, at that time, I was like, I'm too cool to watch something animated.
I went and seen it.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm in that early teens. I'm like, fuck this. I'm not watching it. Cut to 4 years later, I'm sitting in the theaters watching A Bug's Life.
Yeah.
But at the time, like, I just couldn't bring myself to watch it. And until recently, I hadn't.
Do you know what's crazy? I've never seen A Nightmare Before Christmas.
It's a fun movie.
You've never seen it?
I've never seen it.
Ever?
That's fucked up. Really? Such a good movie.
I'm pretty sure I was clear. Yeah. I've never seen this movie. I don't like Tim Burton either.
I'm not a Tim Burton fan at all.
I mean, I don't.
Because of Batman.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
I think it's because he's an asshole.
Well, that too.
That has a lot to do with it.
Fucking Edward fucking Scissorhands.
All of it sucks. But
Beetlejuice was kind of cool.
Beetlejuice was good.
But in any event, like I said, I think Sleepy Hollow, to me, that movie captures the feel of Halloween.
Was that him?
It does. Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Weird, because I mentioned I wanted to move to Sleepy Hollow. Yeah.
You did.
No,
but if Tim Burton's going to be there, I ain't going.
No, like that movie just it got the feel. That's what it was. Like that's kind of the first thing I thought of. You mentioned Halloween, but that movie you can put on and be like, yeah, it's Halloween.
Yeah,
and just feel it. It's one of those things. Like, all right, great.
I want to go to a Bed Bath & Beyond in Sleepy Hollow.
Get yourself a Ghost Whopper.
Yeah, get me a Ghost Whopper, a pumpkin from Bed Bath & Beyond,
and just sit in Sleepy Hollow and wait.
Yeah,
and then watch the cops raid McDonald's across the street.
Well, yeah, every kid on that poster is headless.
Yeah. No one's hanging the 6 ropes and all the bodies are on the ground.
Yeah. Rope was just a little bit too long.
Right next to it, there's an empty bus that Dave's kids drew. If you don't get that joke, go back in the archives.
Yes. Oh my God.
At least it was empty.
You know what's funny is we've talking about these movies and Sleepy Hollow's got the Headless Horseman. Halloween, we've got Michael Myers. You talked about Nightmare on Elm Street. We've got, Freddy Krueger. All these iconic, scary. I don't know if you call them monsters, but characters at least.
Yeah.
When I think monsters, I think of like Frankenstein and Dracula and those things.
Wolfman, yeah.
Right. When you're talking about Halloween, outside of that, we had Jonathan here a couple weeks ago. You guys were talking about Godzilla and all that other stuff. Like those are different types of monsters. But this time of year, I think monsters. I'm like, all right, that's what I think of.
Yeah.
Those iconic characters.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah. So outside of what I mentioned earlier, talking about our weekend review, getting to watching those movies, I think that's the one that captures it for me. Halloween's a good one too, and it's just those movies. It's like, yes.
No, I love them. I can, especially the Wolfman. I love that fucking movie.
Yeah, it's good. That's a good one.
I love it.
See, everybody says to me, "Why don't you're a huge Friday the 13th fan?" But I won't watch them this time of year because when do they all take place? Summer.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. That's why I like some of these other movies. Is some of them take place this time. Even the settings when you watch, like the original Frankenstein, it's in the fall before the ground freezes. He's trying to get bodies out of the ground. Like
I've never seen that either.
Really?
I've never seen. I don't like black and white movies.
Why? Because they're black and white?
Yes.
Really?
Racism.
He's like, I don't see colors.
Really, it's just
I just see Technicolor.
I watch a shitload of black and white movies because those were original.
No, because some of the old production values are just too much for me. I can't do it. Do you know what else I don't like? I don't like any movies from the 70s that always have that weird. It's almost like they put a filter over it that just looks brown and dirty.
That yellowish tint.
Like that. We just watched Carrie the other night, the original one.
Oh, that one looks dirty.
Well, that whole scene in the gym when she just fucking loses her mind.
Yeah.
The scene, it's in red, but like it's like someone's holding like red paper in front of the camera.
Yeah,
it's like cellophane or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, they're not actually red.
No, yeah,
it's a lens.
It's a lens.
Yeah, it's the 70s were a weird time because they were experimenting with new things to do to make filmmaking more efficient.
Yeah.
But some of those films, I forget which one. I mean, one of my favorite movies of all time, I get through it because it's so fucking funny, is the Kentucky Fried Movie. But if there was ever a movie that looked so 70s.
Oh, guaranteed.
Airplane even. I'll give you Airplane.
Show me your nuts.
Oh. Catholic high school girls in trouble.
I was friends with this guy in high school on the track team with me, and we would do that at a track meet. He would be 120 yards on the other side of the track, and he would just yell, "Dave, show me your nuts!" And I would just be like, and people are just horrified in the stands, like, what the fuck?
Do you remember the last scene in that movie where like they're making out on the couch and the newscasters are watching them make out on the couch?
Yeah.
That scene for the 70s, that was an R-rated movie. That scene was like way above R rating what it is today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember watching that movie for the first time with like 7 or 8 frat guys. Yeah. And at one by one, we all peeled off to our own rooms. We all beat off. Every one of us had to be. That scene was hotter than most porn from the 70s. Because nobody wanted to see a hairy dick go into a hairier bush.
Yeah.
But that scene left just enough to the imagination.
70s porn is like watching landscapers in the summer.
It was like the before picture at Welcome Back, Kotter.
It's like the Harlem Globetrotters having a headbutting contest. Now that's racist for those of you paying attention at home.
But when they went to Gilligan's Island, they fit right in.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
I had a point.
But Brett, you started us down this road of Halloween movies getting into monster topics.
Yes.
That's what you started to get into, so I'm curious where you want to go.
Well, if there was ever a headline that summed up this show and this holiday, it would be this one. Which Halloween monster would be best at sex? An investigation.
An investigation.
That was in the headline. It was like if they had typed out details at 11, it would have made just as much sense. But basically, they were gauging in all of their expert wisdom, and which was the outlet? I don't have it in front of me, but what was the website that put out this pearl of journalism?
Vice.
Vice.com.
Yes.
A bastion of knowledge if there ever was one.
Oh, there's a subtitle. An exhaustive taxonomy of monsters ranked by freakiest lay.
I totally would have copied and pasted that if I had seen that.
You know, it's great. Like, I didn't even read the story because I was like, oh, I can come up with these ideas on my own.
Yeah.
Well, I'm an impatient fuck, so I scrolled right to the bottom, and there was no surprises. It was Dracula.
No, see, I don't agree with.
Why?
Because Dracula looks like he'd like be all like gentle and then curl up and like whimper.
Yeah, that
after, and cry after sex, or during. Like,
but that motherfucker can suck for days.
Yeah, exactly.
And he doesn't mind a little blood.
Yeah, so he's better
can
off
fuck
at
all
Blue,
the time.
Oh, he's better
good
off
31
days a
That's
month.
right. There's no off week for Dracula.
He's better off at Blue Ruin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shark Week is the only week he goes downtown.
Yeah. I just got that.
Suddenly, I'm hearing a cello.
When I think of vampires, they're like too they're so romantic, and you know the romance behind it's like, what? Shut up. You cry during sex, don't you? Yeah.
Can you imagine that you're laying naked, spread eagle in bed, and he's like across the room covering his face with his cape? Don't look at me, egad.
I come to suck your blood. She's like, what about going down on me? What the?
She's like, well, I got a treat for you.
Yeah.
It's Kotex week at Wilhelmina's.
I'll be back in 4 weeks.
I said suck it, not bathe in it.
Fucking, I don't know. I would say the Wolfman.
Why?
Fucking animal instinct. Like,
Yeah,
rah, like fucking.
Because you know women love hairy guys.
Yeah. No, but you just think fucking energy, strength, power, ready to go.
At home, there's a full moon, though.
Did he just say power?
Yeah,
he
you
did.
got power drive that. I don't know. It's fucked up. What else?
you,
Fucking
retard dog
the mummy?
strength.
All dust.
Just
Fucking just
one big jizz rag.
grab.
It's up like a fucking board by the end of the night.
That's why he's still together.
Yeah.
You know what's good though? If you lose your heart on, you can build a new one.
Yeah.
He's got the only sanitary dick on this list.
This orgasm was brought to you by Johnson & Johnson. And even there in that, it's pretty funny. Johnson & Johnson.
How about the creature from the Black Lagoon? He's got some webbed hands and he can hold his breath for a long time.
Nobody's surprised you said Black Lagoon.
No.
So it's gonna be big.
Yeah, that's right.
He gets out and the whole lagoon water level just drops.
Oh, he's a tripod. Who knew?
Yeah.
He's got webbed balls. Keep going. I'm feeling this.
I was thinking the blob is like one big cum shot. And I'm
The
sure
whole time it's just on her face.
Yeah. I'm sure Landfill Charlie's got a video of some chick that could take it too.
Yeah.
Imagine the blob. He's like, okay, I'm just going to launch myself at your face for the next 2.5 hours. Keep your mouth open and keep telling me you want it. By the way, none of them want it.
No.
Nobody wants that.
No, no one.
Have you ever been with a girl who just instinctively
Like,
dropped
please.
to her knees?
Yeah.
I'm going to come. Okay, hold on a second. Let me get the knee pads and the pillow.
Yeah. And tilt my head to the side with my mouth open, just like 3 feet away.
No.
Hold on.
I've learned not to forecast it. If you say, "Oh, I'm gonna come," next thing I know, I hear the door closing. I'm like, "Oh, I guess
I will in the bathroom."
Yeah.
no." You just let it go, and when you're done, you say, "You're it."
Yeah.
Dave blows a load every time somebody throws a towel at him. So yeah, the blob would be good.
I'm such a fan of Sanford and Son. I'm just like, this is it. This is the big one.
Elizabeth. You start calling out Elizabeth.
He's like, "I'm coming for you."
I'm coming to join you.
I'd love it if he could jizz to that music. Bum, bum, bano. Bum, bum, bano, bano, bum, 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 bano.
All right, somehow
I need you to lamount me.
Right. So somehow Fred Sanford beat the blob on the list of monsters who can fuck.
It's a tight race.
Yeah. Not after Blobby's done.
I'm dying to see how the cast of Good Times does and all this.
So what do you think, Brad?
I think when I come, it's dynamite. I gotta say Michael Myers, because he just keeps coming. Oh! Very repetitive but steady motion.
He's very stab happy.
Bleep, 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 bleep. I think that music just keeps playing the whole time, though.
Exactly. I think Anthony Perkins, he was just trying to fuck her a different way.
I want to fuck this hole and then that hole.
Yeah.
Norman Bates? Yeah, he Bates all right. I also think Pinhead would be great because he's got control of Satan.
Okay.
And he has such sights to show you. Love me, hate me, you'll never forget me. I got to imagine when she's done and like he lets her back to earth on a bloody sheeted bed, she's going to remember that. And I think that's important. I think, you can be a good lay without being a memorable lay. Okay. I think Pinhead, right away, there's two things there that just imply the sex. First, he pins you down, and then the head is involved. So I feel like there's a whole lot of good things going on.
Not to mention, it looks like Rob Halford. The whole S&M thing going on.
Yeah, right down to the spiny grundle.
They were actually they're supposed to...
What, did you shave 2 days ago? No, that's my pointy dick. Yeah. That's my dick spikes.
Black and Decker. Oh, I said black again, Dave. I'm sorry.
His fucking dick looks like a medieval mace.
I'm just going to say that same exact fucking sentence. I was just about to say the same exact fucking sentence.
I'm amazed both of you can have a conversation about sex and hear the word mace and be okay with it.
After a while, you get used to it.
Yes.
Dave puts pepper spray on his eggs.
Oh my god, that is so fucking funny. They're making They're making a television series out of Hellraiser, I guess.
Come on.
No.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they
No,
are.
seriously, stop it.
No, they are.
Hellraiser is my favorite horror movie
They're
series
supposed to make
ever.
some type of series. They said Pinhead will be back. They're making
Is it going to be on like a Netflix or paper streaming service?
It's not going to be on Channel 12.
Well, all right, but then it's got a chance of being decent then.
No,
Yeah.
but if it doesn't involve Doug Bradley, it doesn't exist.
See, my
They
thing
made
is-
two Hellraiser movies with a different Pinhead,
Yeah.
and I actually want to drive to Los Angeles because I don't want to get on a flight for fear of doing something bad that will get me arrested. I want to drive out there myself and beat the fuck out of them for what they did. They actually made a Hellraiser movie that wasn't a Hellraiser movie. They bought a movie from Europe, and then they slapped in cutscenes of Pinhead and four other guys talking about what they were going to craftily do next.
Yeah.
What a... It's
Really?
blasphemy. It's a fucking
That
blasphemy.
was awful. They did. They actually just... They took the... what do they call it? Nanobites. What are they called?
Cenobites.
Cenobites.
Yeah.
They took them and just edited them into a movie that was already done.
Yeah,
No
they
shit.
literally cutscenes of them in a room just going, oh, what can we do next?
Yeah.
Here we go. And next thing you know, bad things happen to these people, but there's no connection between them. And they've released this as a direct-to-video Hellraiser movie. Now, if you go back to that first one, that's a creepy fucking
Yeah, it
movie.
is.
And
Yeah,
it was
it
even
is.
better at the second one.
Put it this way: the first Hellraiser freaked me out enough that I've never watched it again.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They were off people. They were they said they were in America. They're all British. And they filmed it in England. It was obvious. There were like cars on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah.
Really. But they made it seem like it was Cleveland.
Yeah.
And they're all hanging out. But this whole family seemed off. Like everything about them was off. So you're uncomfortable from the get-go.
Yeah, that's it.
And then out of nowhere, he plays with a box. And hey, guess what? Everybody shows up in the attic.
That's the thing
Yeah.
about that movie is it just made me uncomfortable. It's just like
I think that was the idea.
yeah, it
But
worked.
the connection between Hellraiser and sex is deep. Like they get into the whole idea, the pleasures of the flesh and all of that. And they turn it into murder. But ultimately, it's all about if you give in to your desires, then this is what awaits you. It's like the ultimate Catholic movie. They should be showing this at parochial school.
Instead, they're filming it.
And the needless to say line of the night goes to Dave, who also had 4 other lines that we had to delete for FCC purposes.
We can just black them out. Too much?
When it rains, it pours, Dave.
Yep.
Can't rain all the time.
So let's do a little housekeeping, all right? So buy our shit, folks. What you want to do is go to represent.com/store/NTS podcast. We keep promising new shirts, and after Comic-Con, you're going to get them. Brad, meaning me, is sitting on a whole slew of designs that I've got to run by the other 2 guys at this table, but we do have new things coming. I was hoping to get some kind of Comic-Con themed shirt out there, but I could not get approval for the logo.
Yes.
And I'm not going to do it without the logo. So maybe next year, folks, but we'll see how it all goes. Check us out on social media. You want to go to Twitter at NTS_podcast. You want to go to Facebook at NTS_podcast. And you want to catch us on Instagram, which Dave is doing right the fuck now, at Needless to Say Podcast, all lowercase, all one word, all obnoxious. That said, Craig, give me a little love for Endeavor Podcast Solutions.
If you have a podcast, looking to start a podcast, or if you don't have a podcast, but it's just an idea, go to them. They'll help you out. They'll sort it out, get you going, get the wheels turning for you, and they can do whatever you need done. EndeavorPodcastSolutions.com.
Needless to say, we said it.